crazy effort gives you a chance for success, no matter what avenue, no matter what career you're in. And our kids buy into that, and I think that's why we have a chance every week.
3 weeks into the season, Arkansas high school football is still happening. But for other states, that's not the case. State champion Pulaski Academy was supposed to play Louisiana's Evangel Christian this week, but no high school football there just yet. They can't make the trip. So PA went out to Virginia to find their new opponent this week, Life Christian. Now, the Bruins have the chance to go 3-0.
We came upon this game with Life Christian because we were scheduled to play Shreveport Evangel. Louisiana pushed their schedule back to October. We ended up with Life Christian Academy out of Virginia. Kind of find out, somebody called me up and said, hey, did you know a bunch of guys move in there and try to get recruited for football and this kind of stuff? And I didn't know that, but it wouldn't have mattered. We'd have wanted to play them anyway, but they're a lot bigger than I had anticipated. They have 17 of their 22 starters have Division I offers, not FCS, but Division I, and 10 of them have Power 5 offers. They're large men. I mean, they are some big, big kids, 300 pounds, over 300 across the offensive line. I think every single one of them are. Their left tackle 6'8", 380. I mean, we don't have a defensive lineman over 200 pounds. We're going to be smaller. We do things differently. They haven't seen us. That gives us a fighting chance. It gives us an advantage. They're having to deal with our onside kicks this week in practice that they normally don't. Being 3 weeks in, and we've only played 2 games because we had a bye week. We've had a great schedule so far. We played Bryant, the #1 overall team in Arkansas. Joe T. Robinson, who's a 4A state champion. They've got their own Division I recruits. Went to Ravenwood, and they've got between 7 and 9 Power 5 guys down there, and we played well and beat them. So we're excited about one more good challenge before conference play starts. You know, we've got some kids that are talented kids, but their size isn't there for the big-time schools to offer. And I feel like that's why they end up at some D2 schools or even some NAIA type schools, D3, whatever. And that's fine. I don't mind having undersized guys. Usually you can get them to get a little chip on their shoulder where they'll fight a little harder. But I don't think the skill-wise, I think our guys will catch the ball as good or better than their guys. I think our guys will run as good a routes as they do. We just can't jump as high or run as fast. But our system is set up on both sides of the ball to kind of factor that out a little bit. Now, there's going to be times when they just make a play because they're bigger and stronger than us. God gave them that. But I think what we're going to see is that we're going to see some skills, some guys that have worked on their craft. We've had to work on skills to use our size, our smaller size, as a little bit of an advantage. And so we're going to see guys that have honed their craft in that area go up against some of the biggest and best and see how it works against them. But in the end, and every coach would say this, but I would. I mean, if you've seen any of my teams play the last 2 weeks, or really for over the time I've been here, these kids buy in and they play crazy hard. And you'd go, well, everybody plays hard. If you watch, I've had so many coaches that come over and go, your guys played harder than my guys did. And it's easy for you to say your kids did, but it's hard for another coach to tell you that. And hopefully at the end of this game, that coach is going to say the same thing. We're excited. I mean, the kids it was so terrible for the kids because they didn't know. They didn't know for sure if we're going to be able to play. Are we doing all this work for nothing? Can you just give us a light at the end of the tunnel? I mean, everybody wants to see an end point when there's something bad going on, and COVID was a bad situation. So to be able to start the season was great. I mean, they were so happy to be able to start the scrimmage. And then with the governor, like I've said over and over, Asa Hutchinson has been, I think, the best governor in the country at trying to balance it out, the safety. But remember the mental health of the kids. They need to be playing sports, your volleyball, your cross country, your football. And to let us do that and put restrictions where to make it safe, make everybody feel good and feel safe. We get 3 weeks into this season and our kids are so happy right now. I think they've seen that they've taken football for granted. I think all of our kids and all of our sports would say, maybe I took that for granted a little more than I should have. They're excited about playing. And, now I think they feel like for the first time, once we're in this far, we probably will get to finish this thing if we will keep doing things right. And I think that's helping them off the field and on the weekends do some things better and right, making sure I'm not in a place I don't know some people or too close where I could get, even contact traced back to being quarantined. They don't want to be in that situation. So all in all, the governor, I think, came up with a master plan and used something people have a passion for at all levels, and that's sports. People across America have a passion for sports. And if you've got a kid playing, or you're a grandparent wanting to watch your grandkid play, or a parent wanting to watch your kid, I think you're trying to do things right to help them finish their season. And so they're excited about it. I think finally they're starting to believe we can finish the season a little bit, which would put it on the other side. I guess that'd be really bad if they ended the season abruptly for some reason, because now they're on the side of real hope that we're going to be able to finish.